Hello, today we're going to be using a scavenger hunt to pick my next read. I literally just watched Kayla's video. She just put this up and I've been looking for something to slot in here. I'm in the middle of filming a couple of larger things and I just don't have time to edit all of them. And upload day is quickly approaching and I want to make sure that I have some content to give you. So we're going to follow Kayla's scavenger hunt. We're going to pick a book and then we're going to read it. And that's going to be the vlog. The first thing we need to do is pick my favorite book. So like Kayla, I'm going to pick my favorite book of this year. This is what immediately came to mind. I absolutely loved my time with Gideon the Ninth and I've been dying to pick up the next two books, but I've been purposefully putting it off because they're such nice floppy paperbacks. I think I want to bring them on vacation with me when I go visit my parents in Florida in August, so I think that's what's gonna happen. So this is what I'm gonna call my favorite book of the year so far. I need to go to the acknowledgements, and the first name I see, I need to find a book by an author with the same name. Jennifer Jackson is the first one. I would like to express my very great appreciation for my agent, Jennifer Jackson. I'm not seeing any Jennifers and not seeing any Jacksons. We're gonna enlist the help of Storygraph. I have no Jennifers, no Jens, no Jacksons, and no Jacks, so we're gonna look for another name. Okay, Carl. No Carls. We're gonna look again. Catherine. Okay, I do have two books on my TBR shelf that are by Katie's, but neither of them is a Catherine, so we have to keep looking. Okay, round, I don't know, 4. Clemency Plemming. I don't think I have a book by a Clemency Plemming. This is not going very well for me. Megan Smith. There has to be a book by a Smith. Aha, we have a Megan. Lakewood by Megan Giddings. This is a really incredible medical horror. What do I need to do with this? I need to pick something on the cover and find another book with that thing in the title. Okay, well, we have a face, we have a woman, we have hands, nails, eyes, nose. Like, this might be paper on the back. We have a woman on the cover, and we have a book called Woman Eating. Another book that I greatly enjoyed. This is about a female vampire who is living on her own away from her mother for the first time, like grappling with her vampireness and her humanness, and felt very Frankenstein-esque, in my opinion. Really loved this. Go to page 50, line 5, pick a word from that line and find a title with that word. Okay. Page 50, line 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick a word, okay, any word. Okay, so what we have here are have labels with just the words Aboriginal artifact, the word. And she's looking at things in the museum. Okay, have labels with just the words. These are not like ideal words to pick from. I think unfortunately we're gonna have to pick the word the, which is just about the lamest thing that I could pick. But to make it a little better, I'm gonna pick, because it's the words, I'm gonna grab the sentence and then it's in the spirit of the text. This is the sentence. It is set in 2020 and my dog chewed the cover, so my apologies to this beautiful cover. It's set during 1 year in 2020 in a haunted bookstore. Covers the pandemic, covers George Floyd's murder, was set in Minnesota. The author actually owns an independent bookstore in Minnesota, which is where I'm from. This was the first of her works that I've read and I have yet to pick up another one, even though I really loved this, so definitely need to do that. I need to find a 5-star read with these same colors on the cover. So let's do that. I know that like the colors aren't an exact match, but I feel like this might be the closest we're gonna get. The blue is sort of similar on there, but it doesn't really have any of the other colors. Maybe this? It's got the yellow, gold, the blue, and this. It's kind of more pink on this one, but it's like in the same color family. I'm struggling. I'm reaching, I know. Okay, I think unfortunately this is as close as we're gonna get. Not unfortunately because this is a 5-star and I really loved it, but I don't feel like the colors match perfectly and I'm a little bit bummed about that. I don't have the biggest collection and this is a very colorful book and apparently I don't read a lot of colorful books. Okay, now I need to find a book with the same number of pages. Yoinks. I know this is a long book. I think it's got like almost 500 pages. Okay, this book has 470 pages. Should we see if I can find one using my eyeballs before we look on Storygraph? I think we'll try. Okay. For some reason, Kai is calling to me. 478? Wait, tell me how I got so close. This ended up being a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, so I had to turn the camera off to just look at books. So Kai is 478, so I was very close with that. Remember, this is 470, but Project Hail Mary is 476 pages. So This is the one we will be using. Flip open to any page. The first name you see, find a book by an author who shares that name. There's pretty much one character in here, so this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna pick from the first section of this because I think there are more names than there are in the second section. Okay. Steve! Steve. I've read 0 books by Steve. I have also don't have anything on my TBR from Steve, so my apologies to all the Steve authors out there. Let's look again. There are very few names in here. Okay, Strat. I don't think I'm gonna have a book by an author named Strat. Let's try again. Okay, well the ship is called the Hail Mary, so maybe we can find a book by a Mary. Nope, apparently we can't. Why is this so difficult? Grace. I feel like Grace is such a common name. There's gotta be a Grace. Finally. Okay, I don't have the physical book, but hopefully I don't need the physical book for this one. No, I just need to find another title with the same number of letters. So the book I'm choosing for this is Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. Thank you, Grace. Okay, we need to find something with 16 letters in the title. Kayla, I know you struggled with this too, but there's too much math. Found one. Okay, it's actually a little dusty, which is a little bit embarrassing, but it is. Follow me to ground. I am now finding a book with a similar cover. Okay, we've got a woman, we've got flowers. Ooh, actually, I know exactly what I'm gonna pick. I feel like these give similar vibes. We've got a woman on the cover and we've got flowers in her hair. I feel like that's the most similar we could ever get. Perfect. Okay, this is the one. Another 5-star, one of my favorite books of last year, one of my favorite books of all time. This book, like, got me back into reading. Amazing book. Oh my god, this is it. This is the last one. We need to flip to a random page, find a random word. Whatever word that is, we have to go to our TBR shelf and find a book with that word in the title. And that's it. That's the book that we're gonna read in this video. I feel it feels fitting that Nina LaCour is picking what we're gonna read next. I don't know why, but it just feels right. Okay, let's do, I'll do this, okay. Wood. 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 I do not have any books on my TBR with wood in the title, so we are going to pick something else. We go here. Up. Why do I keep landing on the weirdest words? This is very frustrating. We'll go into this one with an intention. What are we trying to manifest here? Preferably horror. I think I'm in the mood for horror right now. I did just get Our Wives Under the Sea on my Kindle, so manifesting that. Dream. Dream. The first one that came to mind is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. I'm currently reading a different Carmen Maria Machado, which is her short story collections, Her Body and Other Parties, but I don't actually own In the Dream House. And the other one that's on my virtual TBR that I also don't own is Fever Dream. I don't have the ability to acquire those right now, so we're gonna pick another one. Lorna. I definitely don't have a book with Lorna in the title. Here's what I'm learning doing this video. I need more books. Obviously, that's the problem here. Okay, this is it. This is gonna be it. I feel it in my bones. Shrugged. No, I don't have any books with shrugged. We. It's gotta be a we, right? This is probably so boring. You're just watching me look things up. This is really annoying because I do have all we can save on my TBR, but I'm saving it for a different video, so I can't read it in this video. Okay. This is very frustrating. Face. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick like 3 words. I think I had to do this last time. We're gonna pick like 3 words and then we'll find something. Were, floor, face again. God, okay. Were and floor is what we will hope for. Were, there's gotta be something with were, right? There has to be. And then They Were Done by Agatha Christie, which I'm saving for a different video. Cool, 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 cool. Stack. Nope, this is the page. Butter. Stack butter early. I'm struggling. Watched. Pretty. Beans. Said. Watched pretty beans said. Sure. Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was a book with beans in the title? I wish there were one on my TBR right now. None of those. None of them. You're under getting somewhere. I feel like under, there's a lot. Sully's getting restless. He's kicking the tripod. We've been here for a while, folks. Instructions. What did I even say? Something under instructions? I feel good about under. I think there's gonna be under. Our Wives Under the Sea! The one that I literally said that I wanted. That's it. That's what we're reading. We're reading Our Wives Under the Sea. That took forever. My camera is overheating. That took so long. Okay, well, I have it on my Kindle from the library. That's what we're gonna read. Scavenger Hunt portion over. Thankfully, I was about to lose my mind. Okay, I'm gonna go start reading. You can see, but I am 21% of the way through this book. Did I ever explain to you what this book is about? I don't think I did. I deeply apologize. We are following two women, so we're bouncing back between their two perspectives, Mary and Leah. Mary and Leah are married. Leah went on this deep sea diving expedition. She does some research having to do with the ocean, and she was supposed to be down there for 3 weeks, and she was actually down there for 6 months. So when she comes back, things are weird. Like, weird things are going on. Leah is bleeding from all sorts of places, like nosebleeds. Her pores are just bleeding, and it's obviously very unsettling. Her skin looks weird. There's weird things going on. She's running the bathtub at all hours of the night and just staring into the water. And Mary can't get any information from the center, which is what sent her on this expedition. It's reading kind of similar to Homecoming, which is this podcast. In that we're following this veteran. They go to the center for treatment and there's some weird stuff going on. Just the way that the center is behaving is reminding me a lot of how the government was behaving in that story. And that's one of my favorite podcast TV show experiences. So I'm really happy to have that comparison in my brain. So now you actually know what it is that I am reading. I'm absolutely loving this. I'm gonna go ahead and say 5-star prediction at this point. I'm really, really loving this. Every so often, an author will come along with a writing style. The things that they have their characters notice and the things that they document just are very similar to the way that I view the world. I felt this way about Catherine House. I also feel this way about Yellowface and R.F. Kuang's work as a whole, especially with Yellowface and Babel, and also Sally Rooney's work to a lesser extent, I think, as well. For example, the use of the word unstill. John Milton invented a lot of words in Paradise Lost. Ever since I read that in one of my literature classes in college, those words have always like really stuck out to me and caused me to think really deeply, because just the act of putting in front of a word, it's always such an intentional choice, because there's always an opposite word. Instead of saying still, I could say busy or moving or not still, but instead having the tacked in front of it makes it more otherworldly, and I love it. So I'm going to read you this passage. The deep sea is a haunted house, a place in which things that ought not to exist move about in the darkness. Unstill is the word Leah uses, tilting her head to the side as if in answer to some sound, though the evening is quiet. Dry hum of the road outside the window, and little to draw the ear besides. The ocean is unstill, she says, farther down than you think. All the way to the bottom, things move. That, right off the bat, really hooked me in. That's on page 3. I'm just really loving this writing style. Things like, however deep you go, she says, however far down, you'll find something there. I used to think there was such a thing as emptiness, that there were places in the world one could go and be alone. This, I think, is still true, but the error in my reasoning was to assume that alone was somewhere you could go, rather than somewhere you had to be left. Impeccable. I really love this stunning imagery being applied to seemingly mundane things. Leah's wearing a dress. Mary kind of notes that she doesn't often wear dresses and says that when she did, it always seemed she chose ones that looked like something else. Cocoons in folded paper, carapaces, wetsuits, wings. Like an insect that mimics something else. At a distance, it could often be hard to tell quite what it was that you were looking at. Just the way that we're setting this up for Leah to be kind of otherworldly, it's just stunning, and I love it, and I'm having a really good time. I'm gonna keep going with this, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy Saturday. Me and the dogs are having a very relaxing day. Sully let me sleep in until 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I don't remember the last time I've slept until 9 a.m. It was glorious. Life has been so busy lately, so I'm just trying to take this weekend while I can to fully rest and relax. I am gonna go hang out with a friend tomorrow, which I'm very excited for, but today we're just reading. So I am 55% of the way through this book. I'm really glad that I'm reading this right now, and I'm really happy that the Scavenger Hunt picked this because it's hitting really hard in a lot of ways that I didn't expect it to. I came into this expecting a good, creepy, slightly horror time with some beautiful writing, and that's exactly what I've gotten. But I've also gotten, I think, exactly what I needed in terms of the way that Miri is talking about her grief, because Leah is away on this expedition for 6 months and everyone is telling her that everything is fine. No one is telling her that anything has gone wrong, but she's slowly realizing that something is wrong, and we're getting to live inside of her head when she doesn't know that Leah's come back. And then we're also getting to hear what happens after Leah does come back and she comes back changed. I really want to get the physical book because I am highlighting so many things and I just want to like scribble in this book so badly. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to bite the bullet and just buy the US copy and just go to my independent bookstore today and just purchase it, or if I'm going to try to order it from the UK, because the UK cover, I mean, look at them. It's so much better. But if I order it from the UK, it's going to take a couple weeks to get here, and I don't know if my library hold will be up on the book by then, and then I'll lose all my notes and highlights. Let me tell you what some of them are in case I lose them. They'll be in this video. That's where I could go if I want to look at them again. The reason why this is hitting so hard is because my cat is still missing. She's been missing for a few months at this point, and I have pretty much given up all hope. I've been really struggling with my grief because I don't know how to talk about this and how to think about this, because I'm just gonna read you this passage because it's exactly what I've been thinking and haven't had the words to say. I say mourning, though of course the abstract of grief is different without a body, without a point from which to hang the solid object of one's pain. Grief is selfish. We cry for ourselves without the person we have lost far more than we cry for the person. But more than that, we cry because it helps. The grief process is also the coping process, and if the grief is frozen by ambiguity, by the constant possibility of reversal, then so is the ability to cope. I really needed to hear that, and I really needed to read that. This book is giving me exactly what I wanted and so much more. I think I also do have to address the fact that I am wearing a children's t-shirt. I went to a theater camp when I was a small child, and they gave us these shirts, and for some reason, this one still fits me, and I've hung on to it like a baby blanket that is turning into thread. I think I went to this camp with my boyfriend at the time, and we're still friends now. Gus, I don't think you watch my channel, but if you do, love you. And it's just a nice memory, and I'm feeling like I need some extra comfort, so I put on a comfy t-shirt, okay? That's what's going on. I also made lemon loaf. Look at her. I love lemon loaf. If you are a person who drinks English black tea and you haven't had a lemon confection to go with your tea, you're really about to change your life. I'm sure this is not something mind-blowing to anyone else, but it is mind-blowing to me. I don't know what it is about the lemon, but it's so good. Oh, the other thing you will have seen in the B-roll that I've been showing you is the sections of this book. I love when a book is structured in a cool way. And this one definitely is. So the book is broken up by the different sections of the ocean. I'll put a graphic here, I think. If I can find one, I'll put a graphic there. It's more or less based on how much sunlight filters down. So you have sunlight zone or the daylight zone, then you have the twilight zone, then the midnight zone, so on and so forth. I was a Discovery Channel Animal Planet kid, so I tracked this right away when I started reading the book, but it's not explained until halfway through the book. And I kind of loved that, because my reading of the book was, oh, we're falling deeper and deeper and deeper into the ocean, and there's less and less light, and this is going to get more and more dark as we go on. But then halfway through the book, when everything is explained to you, I had recognized Twilight Zone, Midnight Zone, but then when they explain all the zones that you're about to get to, it creates this tension and this sense of foreboding, because I can't wait to get to that zone. And I'm loving it, and that's all I have to say. I will update you when I have finished it. I'm not done yet, but I have a grocery haul and updates. So let me show you what I got, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing with the book now. So at broccoli. We're gonna make tofu broccoli later tonight, I think, for dinner. I gotta get some unsweetened black tea. And I know I'm in the South, but for whatever reason, and I'm gonna sound like a total hypocrite in about 30 seconds, but for whatever reason, sugar is just like making my teeth feel weird. So I want something unsweetened that I can drink, because usually I'm like a Coke Zero girly, but I want something tasty that's not water that I can drink that's cold in the summer. So unsweetened black tea is what we're trying. I have some veggie fried rice because I ran out of the Trader Joe's fried rice and I didn't want to drive all the way to Trader Joe's. And then this is why I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, because I bought more popsicles and they had a sale on these, and this is my favorite chocolate of all time. So I got 2, of course I did. And they had these gigantic strawberries. I've never seen a strawberry so big in my life, and I'm very excited to eat those. And it's finally peach season. So I got 3 little white peaches. I love white peaches so much, so I'm very excited to eat these. And dog shampoo, because we are about to bathe both of the boys. And I, for one, am very excited. The boys, not so much. Sully really only gets a bath like once a quarter, maybe 2 times a year, because you have to dry his fur completely if it gets wet, otherwise it mats and like sticks to his skin, and that's no fun for anyone. He's a Great Pyrenees. His fur is made to just shed dirt, so usually he's not even like, he'll walk in my house, shake, and then all the dirt will be on my floor and none of it will be on him. So he's a very clean boy. He just, it's starting, there's some fur that's caught and I want to blow dry it out. And if I'm putting him through the stress of the blow dryer, I might as well give him his bath. He's due for one. And then Webby gets a bath about every month anyways. So I'm almost out of dog shampoo, so I picked up some more. And that's my grocery haul that you did not ask for. I will film me bathing the dogs in order to make it up to you. Anyways, what am I doing now? Oh, I got the audiobook from my library from Hoopla. I don't want to stop reading this book, and I have things that I need to do, like bathing dogs and grocery shopping and such things. So I'm now listening to like, look, that's a big strawberry. Oh my god, that tastes so good. I love the summer. So now I'm listening to it on audiobook, and the audiobook is fantastic, and that's my update. Let's go watch some dogs. I decided that bathing both dogs in one day was a little bit too ambitious, so Webster has been bathed and dried and he's sleeping happily now that he is nice and clean and brushed and everything. Really glad that that got done, and I'll do Sully tomorrow. I have also finished Our Wives Under the Sea, and it's 5 stars. Did I understand what was going on at any point in the book? No. Were my questions answered? No. Was it one of the best books I have read this year? Yes. I know this book is not for everyone, but it is definitely for me, and specifically for where I'm at right now. It was exactly the book I needed. I was looking for horror, and I got that sense of foreboding that I love out of a slower horror book. I also got weird speculative elements that I loved, and I got this really poignant conversation about grief when a person is missing and not dead, and wow. It was just exactly what I needed right now. We did it. Scavenger Hunt picked my next read. I read Our Wives Under the Sea. I had an absolutely incredible time, and I will see you again soon. Bye.